Hello there, App Spy viewers. My name's Peter, and I've got a hands-on video for you. This time, it's with MiniDrivers from Ivanovich Games. MiniDrivers is not based on the actress of the same name, more's the pity, but instead it is a Formula 1-esque racing game without the Formula 1 license. That is kind of an arcade racer, really. Touch the screen to continue. I will. Oh, we've gone off track there. So, we've got these little cutesy, colourful characters here. I've got a new record, set a lovely new record, and these are load times. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. I was just in, where was I? The Australian GP. You can see the types of circuit that we've got here. They're actually based on the real circuits, I believe. I believe that is actually the Chinese GP. That is certainly Catalonia. And it's raining as well, a little bit like Catalonia. During the season in which traditionally you race in Formula 1. Anyway, that's a bit of a Formula 1 nerd thing for me to say. Anyway, right. You might also have noticed that Chinese GP is spelt wrong. And this is the core problem with MiniDrivers. The actual central concept of this thing, and I would even go so far as to say the driving model and even most of the sort of main gameplay, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. But there's just, it's the small details that MiniDrivers falls down on, many of which, well, one of which you're seeing just there, the colliding with other vehicles is a right pain. But there's just other, oh dear, they've gone very wrong. There's other sort of small details like spelling mistakes and sort of English grammar going a little bit awry left, right and centre. Oh, I got hit by a power-up there. Oh, someone threw a boomerang at me. Oh, got hit again. Oh, you absolute jerks. You Formula 1 jerks. You Jensen Button jerks. Oh, come on. Right. Okay, so left and right, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. We've got my tyres here. I'm going to fire a tyre. Pew! Yes, got you, you flipping idiot. No, and we've got brake on the bottom right-hand corner. Brake also handles reverse. Got the timer at the top, and I'm just kind of trying to outrace these clowns. Only had to race one lap here, but we've come fifth because I'm rubbish at this. Clearly. No, I'm okay. It's just that the game has a couple of issues in it with its collision detection and some of these other things that makes it a little bit kind of. It sort of mars the overall package. Now what we can do is we can update our ride, so let's go ahead and do that. Probably should say upgrade, but there we are. We can give ourselves more speed, power, we can upgrade our dry tyres, we can upgrade our wet tyres for the wet races, increase our handling and our brakes. So let's go with, what should we go with? Probably the most immediate one what we need is handling. So let's go with that. You'll also notice that the driver here, as it spins round, you'll see that the helmet and the actual face inside are just a one solid object. It's just small little details like that you think, it's not quite the high quality release that you potentially want out of it. Like there's some corners being cut here, but it's otherwise all right. The visuals are fine. They're a little bit lacking, but the thing that really aggravates is when you collide with anything. Really, when you collide with another racer, you always come off worse. And they'll always try and drive into you, and they'll always just, because they stick to their AI routines. Oh, okay, I can go through things like that. Great. Because they stick with their AI routines, they're just steadfast. They just never, ever want you to collide with them ever, because they'll always win in a scrape, basically. So let's whip round here. Sound effects are again a little bit lacking, and you see the crowd on the left-hand side there is super blocky and all that sort of stuff. But the actual handling model works out totally well, and it feels quite fun to play. I can imagine that in a time trial setting this would actually be really good, without all the other drivers and so forth. And when everything's going your way, the game, when you're out in front, it feels good. It feels like a really solid handling driving model. The braking is sometimes just a little bit too sensitive, but you can always correct for that. The wet races are really, really perilous, and that's a good thing. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It is free to play, and it kind of is based around a upgrading mechanic whereby you just have to grind for currency to upgrade your vehicle. It's no big deal, and actually it's got some really cool things where it just says, hey, do you want to watch an ad, and you'll get 10 times the amount of soft currency that you would normally get for winning a race. It's like stuff like that is actually really good. It's a really smart free-to-play model in that way, and I haven't run up against any energy bars or anything like that, anything gross along those lines, so don't let that put you off. Loads and loads of content as well. We're in the Ivanovic tournament at the moment, but outside of that there's all sorts of other tournaments. There's also going to be a full season, online racing, and on the right hand side the series is an animated intro that talks about how the series came to be and how the racing season starts. I mean, it's a really ambitious project, and that is absolutely to be commended. But like I say, there are just some visual imperfections, some repeated textures that don't look fantastic, some corners being cut, some sound effects that aren't absolutely brilliant, and just whenever you collide with anything, you always come off worse, and that is my biggest gripe with the game. You see, I can't turn. I'm completely screwed there. Like, I'm absolutely can't deal with colliding with other things, and that's annoying because it mars an otherwise quite fun arcadey kart racer hybrid. So there we are. That is MiniDrivers. Like I say, no relation to the actress. You jerk. It is out this week, I believe, very soon at least, and I'd be fascinated to hear what you think of it, and if you do, go ahead and download it, let me know what you make of it. This is Peter with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.